We're in Duranía right now.
Duranía.
We're in the mountains. You say it's a plantation of plantanos, right?
Yeah, just right there.
Yeah, and we're just walking up, looking at the views, man. It's
Air, crispy, clear.
beautiful out here.
How you think the trip? It's long? It's okay?
Wonderful.
It's wonderful. Long is good. I mean, because it's just more time to experience things that you never seen before. You know, so I love it, man.
Here we're walking back to the farm as we prepare for the first step in the process, which is picking the coffee cherries. At this point, he invited us down into the coffee orchard, which looked more like a jungle because of all the vegetation that was surrounding it, to kind of get a hands-on view of him doing this thing. Now, this is the first step of the coffee making process. You have to pick the coffee cherries and throw them into this bucket that's tied around his waist, which is called a picker's basket. He made it look easy, but it's definitely tedious work.
Yeah, don't have.
You're not doing it.
Don't have the gift. You have the gift. You're Colombian, right? Technique with a little of the hand. Show me your technique, Don.
My technique. So you grab the.
You just technique, just recognize the color.
Stem, right? With this one hand, and then you just see that one swap.
Esta no. Esta tampoco, no. Only the red color.
What you call it, the boss, the jefe?
Sí, el jefe.
Jefe.
You already have the name, the Don. Que se llama Don. El Don.
Overripe coffee cherries, undeveloped coffee cherries, sticks and leaves float in water. Ripe coffee beans and green coffee cherries are dense and sink. So this step of coffee production is called separating the floaters from the sinkers. Now it's time to get the remainder of the good coffee cherries ready for the milling process. Now this machine is called a coffee mill. It basically tears off the flesh of the coffee cherry, exposing the bean. Bigger manufacturers may have industrial mills, but they pretty much all do the same thing. What happens to the skin after it's removed? Fertilizer. Nothing's wasted. So now he's preparing this sort of makeshift tub to give the remaining beans a wash. He says he does this process maybe 3 times until the water runs clear. He allowed me to give it a try.
Boy, finally working.
The fresh beans smell just like vinegar.
Work hard, play hard. What you doing, Don? What you doing, man?
What are you doing, man?
Peeling, and I'm
Peeling?
about to taste this coffee bean.
Yeah.
James Harden testing.
James Harden.
Tastes sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, huh?
Once again, separating the floaters from the sinkers. They keep the floaters for themselves and make up their own batches, and they actually sell the sinkers to companies who come to buy. Now, this is one of two ways that he showed us how they dry the beans out. This is a raised coffee bed. Typically, if it's raining, he'll put them in here, but if the sun out, he'll spread them on the ground. Now, this is a manual, like old-fashioned coffee bean sorter. It kind of gives you one uniform size of coffee bean. I have to salute the young fella. He knew how to do every job on the farm without instruction. I was definitely impressed. It was only right that we gave it a try.
Gotta have a rhythm. Back and forward. Pull a little bit more. Pull a little bit more. Pull it.
You need to give them a high five. Okay, change. How you feel, Aaron?
I feel good. I'm not doing the work. He's doing all the work.
And you
I feel
don't.
great.
Easy.
More? More?
Is it? He's the boss.
He's the
The
boss.
boss on that.
This is the second drying method, where you rake them out kind of evenly and let the sun do its job.
Ya están viejitos, pero no quiero que me dañen todavía. Así creo que le van a dañar más rápido. Sí, eso es.
After drying for a couple of days, the next and final step will be to roast the beans. They actually invited us back to their home to try the finished product.
Only when she needs, she processes it here, and the rest keep it in that way, because if she do it all of it, the flavor is going to change. So it's better. It's better
It's like
to
a
use
certain
it.
amount of time it'll change.
A little, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when she needs, she, how do you call
She
that?
grinds it.
That's, I hate that word. I always
Yeah.
forget. Grounded.
Grinds.
Y pues son unos granitos de a poquito, porque él siempre es duro. Si yo lo lleno la tolva, se tranca, a no ser que tenga un motor. Ya.
Sí, como las automáticas, las
Sí,
que
las
manejan
con
la
molinos
cafetería.
ya industriales. That's why she has that kind of arm.
Yeah.
I
Strong.
need it.
Neta,
Fuerte.
para las paralíticas.
Strong.
You can eat exactly.
Entonces el cliente me va pidiendo y yo le muestro.
You wanna try it?
Yeah, right. You eat pure.
Yeah.
Yeah, bite. You feel the
Ese
taste.
sí yo lo
Yeah.
mando a tostar.
Good.
Lo mando a tostar.
Very good.
Ese lo mando a tostar.
Bueno, ¿qué van a decir?
No
Bueno, pues estoy muy agradecida con estas dos personas, con todos ustedes por tenernos en cuenta, porque ellos vinieron a interesarse lo que es el proceso del café y nos gustó enseñarles porque ellos reconocen el esfuerzo que hacemos nosotros los campesinos en el proceso del café, lo que es la recolección, el beneficio, el secado hasta la venta. Entonces ellos nos dicen que es un mensaje que no solamente nos dejan a nosotros, sino también a todos los campesinos, que valoran mucho este esfuerzo, que lo reconocen y que de verdad nos merecemos un valor agregado, que realmente están muy felices y que para ellos es una experiencia muy enriquecedora y educativa también.
This whole trip was a great experience, and I want to thank them for showing us the hard work that they put in every day in order to make this coffee. It was very educational for us. I don't really drink coffee, but I felt I had to drink it today, and it was very good. It was very different than what I'm accustomed to in the United States. But also I learned a lot.
Bien.
Gracias.
Thank you.
¿Listo? Good.
Pues sí, muchísimas gracias por habernos tenido en cuenta. A usted, a su tía Maritza. Sí, señor. Y pues sí, muy agradecido, una experiencia fabulosa de tener aquí unos compañeros americanos. Muchísimas gracias.
Oh, yeah.
Duranía. So we up here in the mountains. We're where the coffee grows and everything else grows up here. You know, coffee, all types of fruit, chocolate. We even found chocolate grows up here. That's crazy. And they told us the process of how all that works. But we got to see the coffee get produced, man, from 3 different steps. From how they pick it, to how they peel it, to how they clean it, and you know, how they dry it, all of that, man. It just gave me a whole nother respect of, you know, the hard work. And hard work doesn't necessarily mean bad. When you talk about people working in the fields, man, I saw a lot of good out of this. You know, I saw families working together. You know, they just not all consumed by video games and, you know what I mean, the telephone and the computer and things like that. I actually seen family putting in valuable family time. I seen a father teaching his son, you know, and where that father was taught by his father, you know, and knowledge that was passed down from generation to generation. You know, it was actually a beautiful thing to see honest people make a living, you know, and we tasted that coffee, and the coffee was very good, you know, and we ended up buying some. And the lady, you know, the family was so humble, they didn't even want our money. They was enjoyed by the fact that, you know, we just wanted to learn something about them, you know, and, you know, that was very humbling to me, you know. Now we're coming back to Freddie, the guy who brought us up here. His auntie has a home, and she's preparing some food for us. So we're about to go inside right now and go get a bite to eat.
Now this is back at our boy Fred's aunt and uncle's house. He wanted us to try this hybrid fruit. It was a cross between a lemon and an orange. Not to mention they had some avocados that were like the size of small watermelons. Pretty unique experience, to say the least.
As you can see, the view is amazing. Probably like a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's definitely a game changer of a trip. Definitely would like to bring my family back to see this, but yeah, exceeded our expectations.
Yeah. Freddie, you gonna get in? Yeah, y'all get on in. Get on in. Hold on, I gotta back up. Yeah. Nice.
I'm not this whole